Hello, I'm Casey,
And I'm Mackenzie,
and this is Field Notes from the Unknown.
a podcast about your favorite local cryptid.
All right. So, what I have for you today is the Goat Man. Not to be confused with the Sheep Man that we touched on last week. Not last week, a couple weeks ago.
What's your best
Couple weeks
goat
ago?
noise?
Bah, bah. I think that would
Where you
be
put
it.
the pause? You know, like,
The
but, that's more of a goat.
I don't know. All right. So, for the Goat Man, no one really knows like the start of it or where he when he
Came from?
became from. Yeah.
From whence he
Because if
came.
you once became where he started
Yeah.
when he yeah. So if you look back in Greek mythology, you have Statries, who was companions with Dionysus.
Who?
Satyrs.
Oh, satyrs.
Satyrs? Is it satyrs?
Satyrs. Yes,
Satyrs.
it's
Okay.
satyrs.
So you have satyrs, who is known for being mischievous and lustful.
Yeah. And I think satyrs were a whole genre of mythical creature in Greek mythology. Like, there wasn't just one, there was a ton.
Yeah, there
And
were
they
a
would
ton.
have women and, like, badonkadonk with them, and then,
And they were often depicted as goat-like creatures with horns and hooves.
all right.
You'll also have other gods like Pan, which is a goat-like creature, god of the
Yeah.
wild. And then you have the Roman version of satyrs, which is Faunus, I believe. Fauns.
Faunus. I would say faunus. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Faunus.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of goat-like figures in mythology.
Yeah, and I think about, like, the Christian devil kind of thing. It's also, like,
Yeah,
kinda
true. I
goat-like.
didn't even think about that one. But yeah, you're right. There are said to be different versions of the goat man throughout the United States. So
Mm.
there's a goat man in Texas, there's one in Kentucky, Wisconsin. People, other than the sheep man and Pennsylvania, people say that we also have a goat man here.
We have a lot of weird
Massachusetts.
farm animal creatures.
Yeah. But I am going to talk about the goat man in Maryland today. We're going to focus on
Oh,
that one.
exciting.
So there are several different variations of his story.
Mhm.
I'll touch on all of them, but I'll mainly focus on, one.
Yeah.
So you have the Hermit story, which locals say is actually just an old hermit man who carries around an axe at night, wearing like just hairy looking clothes.
Why is it always axes?
I don't know. Who carries around an axe at night? It's like you're just
Fucking
dragging around an axe like a psycho,
yeah, fucking dude, like, can you
right?
not?
Yeah, can you not? So you have that, the hermit.
Yeah.
And then you have the goat herder, who is an old man who lost his mind after teenagers slaughtered his beloved herd. And he went
Fucking
insane.
teenagers,
Right, fucking
you know?
teenagers.
Yeah, get get a job. Just kidding.
Yeah, get a job.
Stay off the streets. Get good
So,
grades.
so after that, he went insane
Don't do
and
drugs. Sorry.
vowed vengeance on any of those who would go down his road, which is Fletcherstown Road.
Oh, what part of Maryland is Fletcherstown Road in? Oh,
Didn't
hang
look
on.
that.
It's in Bowie. That's interesting because
Bowie.
yeah, Bowie, Maryland. That's they have a lot of weird cryptid stuff out there in Bowie.
Bowie. Okay. And then the other story that I like is the scientist.
The scientist?
Yes. So I couldn't find an actual like time frame as to when this experiment blew up. We're going to take a trip to the US Department of Agriculture in Beltsville, Maryland.
Ooh.
So the building was established in 1910, and the
Okay.
first sighting of the goat man was in 1957. Okay?
Spooky.
So anywhere between that time frame, I could not like pinpoint it when this happened. So at the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center, Dr. Stephen Fletcher was a scientist. Fletcher's twisted mind led him to explore the fusions of human and animal DNA.
Interesting. You got a chimera. Good cryptid
Finally.
chimera.
Fletcher's animal of choice was, can you guess it? Was a goat. Yes. While trying to combine goat and human genes, something goes horribly wrong, and Fletcher inadvertently turns himself into an axe wielding goat humanoid
Oh, God.
with horns, fur, glowing eyes, cloven hooves, and he is known as the Goat Man.
So the scientist actually turns into the goat man from his own, like, experiment.
Yes. So
That's
something
wild.
goes wrong, and Fletcher, it's said that Fletcher's turned himself into the Goat Man,
What a rough day.
right? The goat man is said to be anywhere from 6 to 8 feet tall and emit a foul odor.
Sneaky blood.
The first sighting of the goat man was in 1957 when some people claim to see an upright, hairy monster in Forestville. So they saw him in Forestville and Upper Marlboro,
Yeah.
Maryland,
Yeah.
but nothing ever came of those reports. Like, there wasn't anything until nearly 15 years later.
No investigation, no nothing.
Nothing. Nope.
What, they just thought they
So,
were
which
crazy or something?
it just doesn't like, nothing ever came about it. People said they
Okay.
seen it, and then it's just gone.
That's so
Which
frustrating,
brings
to
me
be a witness and be ignored, you know?
right, exactly. Which brings me to think that maybe something did happen to Fletcher, and, like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I couldn't find any also reports that anything happened, but we know how the US government likes to hide shit like that.
and
So
we know that we have a good government conspiracy theory here on this podcast.
oh, absolutely. Like, you don't think lizard people are out there. Goat people are out there.
We got something
So,
coming, man.
in the spring of 1971, a University of Maryland student, George Ramirez, completed their undergraduate research project. Can you guess what they
Oh,
focused on?
could it be
They correct. They focused on their and not only their personal encounters, but other personal encounters of the goat man with the townspeople.
fascinating? Okay, wait, I thought you were gonna say that it's research goats, and I was like, "I wanna research goats because I would like to own, like, mini goats and pet
No.
them. 'Cause have you seen, like, how they bounce on shit? They're so cute.
You know, so funny, when I was doing the research for Goat Man, like, a couple of the below auto-populated things were goat yoga.
Yeah!
So,
You know, I've done goat yoga.
you've done goat yoga?
You've gotta come. Mom and I have gone out twice, to shout out to the Amish, I think it's Amish Country Farm over in Lancaster or Amish Country House. They do goat yoga, during the warm
Ooh,
season, I think 2 or 3 times a week. It's so fun. You gotta come.
that seems so cute. I wanna do
They
pig yoga.
they might have that. They have
I
pigs
want
on the
little
farm.
baby pigs to crawl all over me. I'm not gonna do yoga. I'm gonna sit there and hold a pig.
You totally can, and the best thing is when you're there, you show up to a pavilion, and they walk the whole group over to the pen of animals, and they hand you baby goats over the fence,
Oh my god, I would love
and that's your
that.
baby goat.
Oh, so
That's
they
your yoga
like, you
companion.
have a goat?
Yes,
Oh
you're
my
holding
god.
a baby goat.
I thought when you went, like, the goats were just free roaming, and if they come up to you, you were, like, the selected one of that goat.
Oh, no. There are plentiful
I
goats because
love
everyone is
that.
given a goat, and then when you're in the pavilion, there's, like it's, like, gated and fenced so, like, they walk around, but, like, because It's a 1-to-1 human to goat ratio. You will have a goat.
That's
It's so
even
fun.
better.
It's so fun.
I
We gotta
love
go.
that. I gotta go. Okay. So, George did not do the research paper just solely on goats. They did it
Okay,
on the encounters of the goat man.
fine, whatever.
Alright. In the pa in the whoa.
Less interested now.
Yeah, I'd be like, "I don't want it." In the paper, they're said to have, state that the goat man stalks Tucker Road in Clinton, Maryland. So, I
Okay,
don't know on a map how close these areas are.
close.
So
Probably
but I
all
also
within, like,
think
a
that go ahead.
probably within, like, a 15-20 minute radius of each other.
So it could be one goat man, but I think Maryland has a couple goat men. I really do.
I don't know why, but I feel like Maryland's, like, a mecca for a bunch of really weird shit in the Mid-Atlantic states region.
Does Maryland have, like, a weird triangle? Like,
Never that I've
did
read,
you ever
but
hear of, like, the Bridgington Triangle in Vermont?
yeah, the Bennington Triangle, the Bennington
Yes.
Triangle, Bridgewater Triangle, the Bermuda Triangle,
Is there one of that like, is there a triangle in Maryland?
the Bowie Triangle.
The Bowie Triangle. Did we just come
Honestly,
up
if
with
you
that, though?
triangulate DC, Baltimore, and, like, Annapolis, it does form a triangle that places are encompassed in. We should write a
Ooh,
book called Maryland Triangle and called The Bowie Triangle and talk about all these things.
the
TM,
Bowie
TM, TM.
Triangle. We should.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh. To come. A published book. Field Notes from the Unknown. Alright, so in the paper, the Goatman stalks Tucker Road in Clinton County, Maryland.
Okay.
However, it doesn't seem and I tried to look up the research paper, but I could not find this exact research paper. I found one from a student at Penn State University. I think the publish was like 2013, where and I didn't read it, but they're trying to somewhat debunk this research paper,
First off, rude.
right? So I
Mm,
will link the Penn State research paper that I was able to find in the show notes below.
awesome.
However, Lamar's research paper seemed to just be filed into the folk life archives in the university. It's
Okay.
like a locked vault. They're like, we are not going to talk about this anymore. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Until I love a good journalist. Until Karen Hostler, a journalist, finds the research paper a few months later in October of 1971.
Really? It was
So
re-uncovered.
it was re-uncovered. So Hostler decided to publish an article about the Goat Man in the local Prince George's County News.
Interesting. And what happened?
You just wait. It's great. I love what Karen like I love the fire that Karen started.
Love, like,
A
the
few weeks
cryptid name, yeah.
after a few weeks after Karen's published article, a local family dog went missing.
No!
To to only be found a few days later mutilated.
Stop it.
I took this as like the goat man can actually read literature. So
Yeah.
he came across the news article and he's like, son of a bitch.
Here they
And
are
then he had to
talking
go
about
out
me
and,
again.
yeah, be like, here they are talking about me again. Ugh.
He gets pissed and he
And
wants to go,
yeah, he's like, I'll show you. And he did
"Poor doggy."
by kidnapping a poor dog. I've also seen like, what's the Strange Encounters.
Yeah. Yes.
They, so I've heard the goat man like not kidnap, could kidnap, maybe. I don't know. But taking, deer, like, other wildlife as his prey also.
Interesting. He's definitely people
Mhm.
think he's out there eating stuff.
He's out there eating stuff.
So corporeal being?
Livestock. Yeah.
Ugh,
He does not discriminate against what you are because it will also terrorize people.
that sounds horrible.
Yeah. So, Hostler's first story fueled an influx of Goatman sighting stories, which also was the fire she used for her next article called Residents Fear Goatman Lives.
What a
Dog
badass.
found decapitated in Old Bowie.
Oh my god.
So her second report started to connect missing dog stories from 1957, which remember that was the first reported sighting of the goat man.
Oh my god.
So she's now tying all these missing dog stories like together.
So there were a bunch of weird
Missing
random
dogs
things,
in
and she wove it all
1957.
together into, like, this
Yes.
history that might have been the Goat Man regionally for what, like, 50 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So after the second article, I don't find that Hostler writes another one.
Okay.
But the second article really created hysteria for the town.
Oh, heck yeah. Could you imagine living out
Goatman,
there,
right?
being
Goatman
horrified that
reporting, I would be terrified.
yeah. I mean, you'd be worried about having your kids be outside, like, God forbid, your
Yeah,
farm animals, dogs, your cats.
exactly. So Goatman sightings are being reported, unsettling noises, shadows from the tree lines. Like he's just on the
Creepy.
edge of the forest. Sightings of seeing a creature walking on its hind legs. Very creepy.
A bipedal hairy hominid.
Bipedal. Another creepy thing about the goat man is he is known to mimic voices.
Oh,
Which
no.
brings me to another question. Is it actually a goat man or is it actually those who must not be named?
Oh, like,
The not deers.
flesh ambulators.
Yeah. Is it one of
Yeah.
those? Because they're the only other thing that I know that mimic.
I mean,
And
I've
correct me
also
if I'm
heard of
wrong. Do you know
the other
like
I mean, the other and I'm not a big, like, demon believer, but I mean, people say that demons mimic. Um,
that is true. So,
whatever it is, it's creepy, and I hate it.
yeah, it is very creepy. So the goat
Uh,
man said to mimic voices and lure victims into the tree lines,
wow. Of any
attack
supernatural thing,
cars.
why does it hate cars?
So I think it's more so if the car is parked and there are people in it.
Oh,
He doesn't like those people that are
okay.
parking
Oh,
quotations. Yeah.
necking.
Yeah,
Getting all
necking.
hot and heavy in that car.
Yeah. He's
Probably
like,
with some car
absolutely not.
whiskey. Do you remember the car whiskey?
Yeah. Yeah. He's saving people. Be like,
Yes,
no.
he's trying to keep them safe from teenage pregnancy.
Who needs birth control when you have a goat man terrorizing your town?
Yes.
So,
On
yeah. He and again, he attacks animals.
what a jerk, dude.
Yeah. But could you imagine, out of the 3 stories that I told said about the hermit, the sheep herder or the goat herder, and the
Yeah,
scientist, I'd be pretty pissed too if any
yeah.
of those
I
happened.
I really feel like it's the researcher one, like, that's the one I feel like has the
I
I
like the
know that's the
researcher one
craziest
too, but
one
I like the vengeance from the slaughtered herd. Like, he's just out there
with the axe.
with the axe, and he's like,
It's always
"I'll
a fucking
show
axe.
you." And I don't know why it's an axe. Like,
They're not easy to
I
conceal.
understand why the hermit would have an axe,
Yeah,
walking around at night. I don't whatever. And then I understand why the sheep herder had an axe
kind
because,
of.
you're protecting your herd.
With an axe, though? I mean,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
you just, like, chop wood and shit, like, not to defend your
Well,
goat
yeah,
herd
okay.
from
So if you're gonna go check on your herd, you're obviously gonna have an axe in the back if you gotta, I don't know, chop down a tree that's on your fence line, maybe, potentially.
that'd be a big
But
ass
why would the
axe.
scientist have an axe,
Maybe
right?
he was researching metallurgy. I
Like, if he was that twisted, was he using an axe to just mutilate these goats for the DNA testing? That is insane. So, the goat man has been seen in pop culture.
Where at?
In 1997, the goat man was featured in an episode on a BBC show called Animal X. And
Oh,
in 1998, the goat man was part of a comic book edition of The X-Files.
freaking love the X-Files.
And in 2011, a horror film called The Deadly Detour, the goat man murders woven in elements of Maryland legend.
Interesting. Oh, hi, Kit.
Sure.
Yes.
But the goat man has also been on an episode of Monster Quest, of course.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I don't remember the Goat Man one. I might watch that later today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Cool.
said to be on there. So,
Interesting.
yeah,
He's a
that's
very
the
famous
goat
goat
man.
man. I am
He's
terrified,
very
and
famous,
I
and there are other versions of the goat man, and I was gonna combine all the episodes, but I opted not to because I'm gonna probably do them in future episodes.
and there's a lot to unpack
So,
with the Maryland Goat Man, and I love the idea
yeah.
of the of the buoy triangle. We should absolutely
I love the idea
so
of the buoy
like
triangle.
that. There's
Yeah.
always weird stuff going on out there, you know? Um, so
Sounds like a trip.
cool. Another cryptid
So,
a fantastic cryptid tale, the very speaky man beast. Speaky? Spooky. Spooky
speaking
man
man
beast.
spooky.
Spooky,
He's
spooky.
sneaky.
Sneaky spooky man beast.
Sneaky, spooky man beast. So, on a
I'm like
believability scale, how are we feeling about the goat man?
so for me, Goatman's a hard one. He really is a hard one. I'm gonna put him at a 2 out of 5.
Oh,
And
okay.
I know.
I
Other
understand.
things would be killing the dogs. Um, and I don't know. I just don't know of what technology you could be doing to splice like your own DNA with a goat's DNA. Um, I just don't think if I but like pee ability scale, if I encountered the goat man out in the woods, would I pee my pants? 5 out of 5. Yes, I would.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go I'm probably gonna give it a 2 also.
Okay.
So, I don't understand what it is with people and trying to, like, gene splice. It's weird.
I hate it. Please stop.
Yeah, please stop. We shouldn't have to tell you to stop. It's now
Yeah.
2026. Please stop. But there's so many stories. There's so many different versions, and I get it. I I believe more in, like, the gods, the Greek gods,
Yeah.
versus an axe-wielding maniac.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. And I do think there's room here for like um mythos and what people believe. And like if you believe in something enough, you can actually create like the whole Tulpa thing. Like you can create
Mhm.
entities from shared belief. And there's some we can talk about that another time, but like
And
there's some
when
really cool data
it
on that and
it
research.
really had me when it started to mimic. Like, not deer are so interesting, and I want I wanna do an episode on them,
Yeah.
but they're like
I
th
hate mimics.
the way they shapeshift is just
Terrifying.
insane. It's
Yeah. And doesn't make
terrifying.
any sense. It just
Yeah.
defies any logical anything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I listened to a couple Goatman Encounter podcasts while doing
Uh-huh.
the research for this, and all of them talked about the mimic.
Weird.
It's
I hate
yeah,
it.
I don't like it either. The one's like, "I thought it was my son," and she's like, "He's somewhere else in the house and not even outside."
Terrifying. So
Yeah,
that means we had to stalk you and, like, watch you to know the voice we had to mimic to get your trust.
exactly. Well, yeah, I don't wanna get into the not deer, but I don't know how long they have to stalk you, or it's more so of, like, you talk back to them and then they got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's definitely unpack that more in
def
a
we
future
definitely gotta unpack that one. Um, so yeah, and if you have a Goatman encounter, please tell us your field notes.
we would love to hear from you. Please write in and let us know what you believe in terms of a believability scale for the Goat Man. Rate them 1 to 5 and put your rating below.
And explain why.
Yeah, we would love your rationale.
Yeah. And in other news, we are going to start to launch a birthday bonus. So if any
Yeah.
of our listeners have a birthday coming up in April, please comment, write us in at Gmail. Let us know when your birthday is, what cryptid you would like, and we'll launch an episode on your birthday. It can also be a episode we covered before. We'll see. What can we do?
Yeah.
It'll just
You
be a
know,
little mini episode.
yeah,
But yeah, we would love to get these birthday bonuses out there.
super cool. I'm excited for
Yeah,
this idea.
I'm
It's gonna
excited
be great.
too.
So
Some
please tune in next Monday for the next episode. Until then, you can find us on all the apps. You know how to get a hold of us.
links in
Send
the
us your
bio.
links in the bio. Until then, I think that's
That's
that's it
that's
for
it
today,
for
right?
us. Yeah, that's it
All
for
right.
today. So all
Thank you
right.
so much.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.